Assalamu alaikum. Today we are going to discuss about Hijrah, the most historical turning point of Islamic history. It must be studied in very scrutinized manner. The term Hijrah has also been applied to immigration of faithful to Abyssinia, means the Sahaba to Abyssinia. There is two kind of Hijrah. One is the Hijrah of Sahaba, the companions of Prophet Muhammad to Abyssinia, means the new Ethiopia. And the second one is the Hijrah of Prophet Muhammad to Yathrib, means the Madinatul Nabawi. There are many reasons for this hijrah. Why Prophet Muhammad and his Sahaba went to Medina or the Yathrib. The Yathrib was the real name of that place. After reaching that place, the Yathrib, then Prophet Muhammad replaced to Medina. Then Medina to Nabawi, the city of Nabi. He changed to that place. So why Prophet Muhammad and his Sahaba fled to this Medina or this place? That is very crucial discussions. Because at that time, at the end of the period of Makkah, there were many brutality, oppressions, and crucifixions, and all type of attacks against Prophet Muhammad and his Sahaba. Then they compelled to flee, or Prophet Muhammad was searching a place to inhabit its own followers there. Then he found a place in Abyssinia. Abyssinia was a Christian kingdom at that time. The ruler's name is Najashi. Then Prophet Muhammad, sent some followers to Abyssinia. They were staying there. And the main reason, the closest reason of this hijrah, that was the boycott of Shibab bin Abi Talib. These that took place in 616 to 619, 2 years, 2 to 3 years boycott against Prophet Muhammad and his followers, especially his tribe. There were several events that led to this boycott of Banu Hashim and Banu Muttalib tribes. Banu Hashim, Banu Muttalib tribes means Prophet Muhammad family tribes. Then all the Qurayshi leaders, they boycotted these tribes, Prophet Muhammad family, and they had to stay in this Shibab bin Abi Talib mountain hill area. There are many reasons why they boycotted the Prophet Muhammad family. One is Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Hamza's embrace to Islam. Because of Hazrat Umar and Hazrat Hamza's experience to Islam, Islam became grow, and the fear in the minds of slaves who accepted Islam very earlier times vanished. They started to come forward and declare their Islam, and Islam became a source of energy against the slavery and the cruelty of Quraysh at that time. So this the acceptance of Hamza and Umar became one reason to boycott the Prophet Muhammad family. And another one is Muslims. As I said before, Muslims, some of Muslims, Prophet Muhammad sent them to Abyssinia. So these actions of Prophet Muhammad enraged these mushriks, means the Meccan people. The Meccan people, they actually tried to attack these people, but but they failed in that actions. So these Makkan people, they sent some of their people to Abyssinia to convince the Najashi, the king of Abyssinia, against the Muslims. These people, they went to Abyssinia and convinced Najashi that these Muslims are totally against the Christian concepts, but they failed there. They could not succeed in their actions, and and Najashi refused, and it was a big blow to the Makkan mushriks, Makkan enemies of Prophet Muhammad. Because of that, they intensified their persecutions or attacks against Muslims. So, and the number of Muslims was so rising at that time. This is why the mushriks, they tried various strategies to attack Muslims, to stop Muslims for preaching in remote area, or to get more attentions for Islam. So in the last attempt, these mushriks, they went to Abu Talib, the uncle of Prophet Muhammad, and asked him to give Prophet Muhammad to them, to offer to Meccan mushriks. If he agree with that, he will, or they offer that if he, Prophet Muhammad, is ready to stop the preaching, they are okay with that. But Prophet Muhammad, rejected this offer, or Abu Talib also rejected this offer. Then this idea, they, because of this action or rejection of Prophet Muhammad, these people more further disappointed that. Then Abu Talib and his tribe, or means the family of Prophet Muhammad, they vowed to continue the support and protection of Prophet Muhammad. Because of that, because of this protection, because of this support to Prophet Muhammad, the whole Qurayshi tribe gathered and decided to boycott Prophet Muhammad's family. That then this happened, means the boycott of Prophet Muhammad family happened in 616 to 619. So after that, this was the closest cause, means the reason of Hijrah. Then Prophet Muhammad, after that, in 622, he decided to migrate to Medina. First, he sent most of his followers to Medina, and at last, Prophet Muhammad, his closest friend Hazrat Abu Bakr, they both started to go to Medina. Then that was the Hijrah. This is known as Hijrah. From Hijrah is flight from Makkah to Medina, and after reaching Medina, means the place Prophet Muhammad started to build up a nation, means a governance of Muslims under Sharia, or under the law of God. So then this date would later mark a beginning of year of Muslim calendar, that is a Hijri calendar. Then what was the strategies of Prophet Muhammad for this Hijrah? Prophet Muhammad, it was not just a plight, it was not just a migration. Actually, it was very strategic move also. Actually, when we discuss about the Hijrah, all the historical documents, or articles and studies, they just commented that it was just a flight or plight or migration. Actually, it was very keen, scrutinized, strategic move of Prophet Muhammad. For this Hijrah, for setting up a nation, or to get ready a place for safety of Muslims, he started to meet other tribes and started to propagation in remote area of Arabs at that time. And Prophet Muhammad started to utilizing the Hajj also. in the Hajj, as we discussed before, there were many tribes. They used to come to Makkah to perform the Hajj, to pilgrim the Hajj, to perform the Hajj. Then Prophet Muhammad used this Hajj occasion and started to preach among them. In 621, there were 12 men. There men means the people from Yathrib area, the Medinan area, came to Makkah. Actually, the distance of Makkah to Medina is only 200 miles. Then these people came to Makkah, and Prophet Muhammad started to propagate for them. Then that was the significant historical moment of Prophet Muhammad in Makkah. Then there was a two type of agreement between Prophet Muhammad and these Medinan people. That is known as Aqaba agreements. There is a two Aqaba agreements or two pledge of Aqaba. One Aqaba means the place. Then that is known as Aqaba pledge. Then one is first Aqaba in Makkah. In 620, the time of in the year of 620, yeah, Prophet Muhammad met six men of Banu Hazraj and Banu Hazraj tribe. Banu Hazraj is a tribe of from Medina, and Prophet Muhammad, propagated to them about the doctrine of Islam, and he taught them the portion of. Because of this impression, these people went to return to Medina, and they brought more people, means the seven people with them. Then totally 12 means 12 people. So they pledged with the Prophet Muhammad, and they accepted the offer of Prophet Muhammad and promised to accept Prophet Muhammad as a prophet and the ruler. And was known as the first pledge of Aqaba. First pledge of Aqaba. And these people, they were ready to renounce their older sins, older ideas, or related to polytheism or shirk, any kind of shirk, and they are ready to accept Prophet Muhammad as a prophet and the ruler of their own place. Then it was known as first pledge of Aqaba. Then Prophet Muhammad sent the Hazrat Mus'ab ibn Umair, the famous companion of Prophet Muhammad. He was sent to Medina with these people to teach Medinan people. The means Medina, actually the name Medina came after the hijrah of Prophet Muhammad. At that time that was only Yathrib. Then Prophet Muhammad sent these Mus'ab bin Umar to Medina to teach the Yathribian people, or the Hazrat, or these tribes people. Then the second tribe, the second Aqaba, or the second pledge of Prophet Muhammad, that was happened in 622. 622. The next year, these people, they were 75 of Banu Aus and Khazraj tribes from Medina. They came to Makkah for the Hajj, and there was another intention of this coming, that was to meet with Prophet Muhammad. Then they assured Prophet Muhammad their full support and protection, and any kind of safety for them. And these 75 people invited Prophet Muhammad to come to their place and to reconcile, because there was a huge conflict between Banu Hazrat tribes. Hazrat and Aus is the biggest tribes of Medina. Then there were many conflicts among them, between them. Then these people requested Prophet Muhammad to reconcile this conflict between these two tribes. Then was known as the second pledge of Aqaba. This is the most important next strategy of Prophet Muhammad. Another one, Prophet Muhammad took any kind of precautions to help Muslims and from himself also. At the time of this, there was a significant or amazing thing happened in the starting of Hijrah. These all tribes of Quraysh, they conspired against Prophet Muhammad and decided to kill, and they chose one from each tribes, and they appointed them to kill Prophet Muhammad. Why they choose this each person from every tribes? Because if a man from a one tribe kill another man of tribe, then the problem will be erased. So they decided each of person from each tribe, if they share this action, then nobody can take action against these tribes. That was the biggest decision of these Quraysh tribes, and they gathered around Prophet Muhammad at night. Then Prophet Muhammad actually appointed Hazrat Ali to sleep in his bed, and he came in front of the house and threw some dust against and recited some ayah. Then these people could not see what is happening, and he escaped from there. That was the happening. Then this is how Prophet Muhammad took any kind of precautions to be saved from the cruelty of the Qurayshi people. And after 3 days, Prophet Muhammad first with Hazrat Abu Bakr went to cave, the Saur, that is the cave, famous Saur cave, cave. He with Hazrat Abu Bakr stayed in this cave, and Prophet Muhammad in the same time used the help from a mushrik. There was a famous polytheist, the helper of Hazrat Abu Bakr. He was a mushrik. He was a polytheist at that time. He was not a Muslim. Still, Prophet Muhammad utilized the help of a mushrik to against the mushrik, against the enemy of Prophet Muhammad. In the crucial situations, these incidents teach us that we can take help from our own friends, our own allies, who are we staying with us, who are coming with us. Then that is the lesson from this incident. Then Prophet Muhammad used the help from a polytheist. His name is Abdullah al-Uraykid. He this Abdullah Uraykid gave two camels for Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Abu Bakr. In the same incident, there is another incident happened, that is the prophecy to Suraiqat bin Malik. That was a amazing history. When after leaving of Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Abu Bakr from the Meccan area, then Qurayshi people sends more people to search for him, for Prophet Muhammad. Then they could not find them. They declare that some inams, some money, if anybody found, then they will give money to these people. Then this person Suraqat bin Malik, he found Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat, but he could not come to near to Prophet Muhammad. Then Prophet Muhammad said to him, do you want to wear the throne or this cap of this king of Kisra or king of Persian? Then he said, I wanted to. I would like to wear that. Then one day you will wear the dress and the throne. You will wear the ornaments of king of Persia. One day, you just wait. That was a prophecy of Suraqa. This prophecy materialized in the time of Hazrat Umar, in the Khilafat of Hazrat Umar. Then Hazrat Umar summoned this Suraqat bin Malik and made him wear the clothes and ornaments of king of Persia. That was a prophecy of Prophet Muhammad. Then in 622, Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Abu Bakr reached the place of Quba. He did not reach Medina directly. He reached the Quba and he built a masjid there. Then the first masjid of Islam, that is the of Prophet Muhammad, that is the Masjid al-Quba, that is known as Masjid al-Quba. Then he got to know that all of his Sahaba are safe in this Yathrib area. Then after that, Prophet Muhammad and Hazrat Abu Bakr entered this Yathrib, and he changed the name of Yathrib to Masjidun Nabi, Madinatun Nabawi. That is, then from that moment, the name of that place became Medina. You know, because of this incident, the Sahaba who did hijrah with the Prophet Muhammad to Medina became most honorable people, and there are many ayahs. Okay, and his Sahaba, they were mentioned in many places of Quran, like Surah Tawbah, Alladina amanu wa hajaru wa jahadu fi sabilillah bi amwalihim wa anfusihim a'lamu daraja indallah wa ulaika humul faizun. That ayah from Surah Tawbah, ayat number 20. You know, and there is another ayah of Surah An-Nahl 41. والذين هاجروا في الله من بعد ما ظلموا لنبوئنهم في الدنيا حسنة وللأجر آخرة أكبر لو كانوا يعلمون. So these ayat indicate that the incident of Hijrah is so significant in Islamic history, and because of this hijrah, there were many transitions for Muslims. You know, hijrah not only reshaped socially and politically the Arabian Peninsula, but also had impact on worldwide civilization. And this migration, this hijrah, was a transitional line between two major areas. One to era of Makkah and this era of Medina. These hijrah distinguished the Islamic history from the period of Makkah to the Medinan period. This hijrah distinguishing the revelation of Quran from Makki Surah to Medina Surah, the life of Makkah to life of Medina. And this hijrah is most significantly, it was most significant for the early Muslims, for which actually in the Meccan area they could not act, they could not do worship freely, and they could not live freely. But this Medinan era, this Medinan era could give the freedom of worship, freedom of to live however they want. And it was, and in this, after this transition, after this hijrah, Islam became a comprehensive way of life, comprehensive religion. And after this hijrah, this transition, in Makkah, Muslims were only small people and surrounded by these enemies and various challenges and threats. But in Medina, they became a regional power with strong central leadership of Prophet Muhammad. This hijrah, in Makkah, it was a simple Islamic group of a believer. But in Medina, this hijrah made a Islamic nation, Islamic governance. In Makkah, this is Muslims or Prophet Muhammad was doing dawah, but in Medina, after coming to Medina or after this hijrah, the dawah became universal because Prophet Muhammad sent many of his followers to different parts of the world at that time. And this hijrah, another in Makkah, it was the position was so weak of position of Muslims was so weak, and uh, Muslims in Makkah were humiliated, tortured, and killed also. But in Medina, the position of Muslims became so secure. The security happened in Medina. And this hijrah, in Makkah, that was an individual dawah. Individual dawah was happening in Makkah. But after this hijrah, the state or Prophet Muhammad used the hukumats, the ruleship, to propagate Islam in different part of Makkah and different part of the world. You know, and this hijrah actually is a process of transfer to a better situations. It is not meant to find a comfortable place, but it was a search for an environment more favorable to continuous and constructive effort. Actually, the hijrah was a journey between two cities. As I said before, it was a 200 miles apart. But this hijrah marked the beginning of new era for Muslims, a new era for a civilization, culture, and history for Muslims. And this Makkah, after what did Prophet Muhammad do after coming to Medina? That there were many significant steps from Prophet Muhammad that he operated in Medinan society. That was the first one was the building of Masjid al-Nabawi. Because Muslims they had to worship, they must have a place. Masjid al-Nabawi was not only just a masjid, not as for the rituals. Masjid Nabawi was a parliamentary, means he used to did the counseling or all kind of decision making, all kind of shura, means the consultants. Everything was happened in Masjid Nabawi. It was a center. It was a center of the Meccan governance. Then Prophet Muhammad made brotherhood between these Meccan Muslims and the Medinan Muslims. Two names came forward. The Muhajirun, the Meccan Muslims known as Muhajirun, and the Madinian Muslims became Ansar. Ansari means helper, who helped the Muhajirin from Makkah. Then made he created brotherhood between these Muslim Meccan people and the Madinian people, and the brotherhood among these Madinan tribes also. As I said before, the House and Hazrat tribe, there were huge conflicts among them, among these tribes. Then Prophet Muhammad solved these problems and made them brothers of Islam. And then he created inter-community dialogues and interfaith dialogue also. There is a significant historical chapter, that is a Madani chapter of Sahifa Madinian chapter. He created this chapter. He summoned these Jewish tribes and some of Christian tribes also. Most prominent non-Muslims were the Jews. Then he summoned them and other tribes of Makkah, Medina tribes, and sat together and decided a Madanian chapter. Then Prophet Muhammad initiated inter-community dialogues, interfaith collaborations, and Prophet Muhammad initiated water system in the city, and he demanded or commanded these Sahaba to dig wells in different part of the city of Medina. And there is a 50 wells were opened in Medina in the time of Prophet Muhammad in the city, and for the clean water for the inhabitants of Medina. And Prophet Muhammad did some initiatives for agriculture and gardening also. Prophet Muhammad encouraged the Sahaba to cultivate land, to do more agriculture, to create more gardens in the places. And Prophet Muhammad did the poverty eradications. After the coming of Prophet Muhammad and introduced the zakat systems and other systems financially. Because of these operating systems of Prophet Muhammad, the poverty eradicated mostly from the Medinan area. So that was another significant steps of Prophet Muhammad in the Medinan area. The most significant last one is safety and security and law and order of Medina. Medina became the safest city in the Arab world at that time. And there were few incidents like theft or rape and other these immoral activities, and he controlled that also in Medinan people. So this hijrah was not only just a migration or flee from the cruelty of Meccan people, but this hijrah was a starting point of Islamic governance in Medina, and it was a transitional movement for Muslims in the time of Prophet Muhammad. Thank you.